Shallows, welcome back. It's the Critic Court. I am Toke, and I'm here to give you guys that review today on the sorry, I'm about fucking chewing tobacco. I'm a dirty ass nigga, I know. Please excuse the bonnet as well. You know, we've been on big chill mode today. Watching some good old foosball. So yeah, I ain't been in a dying need to take this bitch off, so yeah, deal with it. But yeah, I'm here to give you guys that review today on the Leprechaun. Another little gem, I would say. Most definitely a classic. Personally, one of my favorites. I would like when I was little, I would like love the shit. I would always watch this shit on repeat. This and Chucky. I don't know what it was about fucking little evil people or little evil things, but that shit just it filled my heart with joy. I don't know. Maybe also because of this movie, just because it was given that it came out on my birthday, but you know, like 3 years before I was even born. But still, like the fact that it came out January 8th, you know, 1993, and I was born in 96. So, yeah, this shit was like I said, it was such a gem, man. It was such a gem. I loved every moment of it, especially fucking Jennifer Aniston, little sexy ass, and fucking what's her name, Warwick Davis, you know, playing Leprechaun and shit. That shit's fucking hilarious, bro. He fucking he played the shit out of that role, bro. There was nobody else that could play that role, and he did it. They got fucking a shit ton of you know, sequels or you know to that shit. Like it went, I think it was like 7 of them he had or whatever, or 5. I don't even know, but because like after like the 4th one, it got stupid to me. But yeah, this shit's also I think it's yeah it's this year it's been 30 years since this shit came out, the 30th anniversary. Yeah, so you know you gotta pay your respects where it's done. Like they did their thing with Leprechaun, man. That shit is a fucking classic. Now you know I know you guys pretty much probably know about this. It's the fucking little evil leprechaun that always, you know, ends up somehow getting conjured up because, you know, he wants his gold. He somehow always misplaces his goddamn gold and seems to, you know, blame everybody else for his little mishaps and wreak terror. And that's what ended up happening, you know, in this first one. Now, given in the beginning, he did get his shit ran by this man named Daniel or O'Grady. I guess he was in Ireland supposed to be burying his mother, and ended up coming across this gold. And fucking Houdini did out of the leprechaun grips, and you know, pulled back up to his little crib. Telling his wife and shit, like, you know, we rich, baby. We about to get a mansion. We about to get up out this little dirty little dump. And, yeah, you know what he did, pretty much. The leprechaun. He pulled up on a kid, killed his wife, and then, Danny ended up, you know, somehow, getting a hold of a fucking four-leaf clover just in time to put this, you know, lock this nigga up away in a crate. You know, he set the clover on top of the crate and, you know, boarded that bitch up. And, you know, that was it. This nigga was locked up for like 10 years now. But Danny, you know, Dan O'Grady, Mr. O'Grady, he was old at the time. So, and the leprechaun put like a little curse on him. And he ended up having to go get checked into like a hospital, and then, you know, pretty much he told them about the Leprechaun, and they probably put him in a crazy home and all this shit, all this dumb shit. But yeah, 10 years later, comes about this dad and her daughter. I mean his daughter, the dude named JD, and his daughter is fucking Tori, which is fucking played by Jennifer Aniston, and they're renting O'Grady's property for the summer. And mind you, the house hasn't been touched since then, so it's all, like broken down and fucking dust, rats, webs everywhere. So they gotta fix that bitch up. They gotta renovate that bitch pretty much. And they new little neighbors end up coming over to help them, which is this dude named Nathan and his little brother named Alex, and then this little slow in the head dude named Ozzy. That's Alex's little little right hand man, his friend. Ended up helping him fix up the house. Well, Ozzy, a little slow minded ass, was messing around in the basement where Danny locked away the Leprechaun and knocked over the 4-leaf clover, causing him to fucking be released, causing him to escape. And he was, he got right back to business. Like, where's me gold? It's been 10 years now. I'm really ready to murk the nigga. So, like, giving the Leprechaun, he a little trickster. He a fucking perv. This nigga I learned he love biting people. Like, he's just a fucking trip, bro. His little self, man, he had me dead, bro. His little feet's running around and shit, bro. I'm like, oh my god, it was hilarious. And what really killed me is how his little urge, he couldn't withstand, not letting a pair of shoes go out of his sight without shining them bitches. It was hilarious. So, man, like like I said, he played the Leprechaun to the T. He played Leprechaun to the T. But yeah. So, but Ozzy. Back to the story. Ozzy and Alex ends up fucking finding the gold, following this rainbow. And it's obviously, yeah, it's the Leprechaun's gold. So they but they keep it to themselves. They don't tell his brother Nathan. They don't tell Tori. They don't tell JD. They don't tell nobody. Alex pretty much tells him, like, we got to keep this shit to ourselves, Ozzy. Like, we can't let nobody else know about this, especially some adults. Given that Ozzy was an adult, but in his mind he's a little slow, so he's pretty much, he adds the same age as Alex. Alex is a little kid. He's probably like 12 years old, 11 years old, or some dumb shit, or 13, some shit. But yeah, it was this little scene, and Tori and fucking Nathan was painting the house, and she went to Nathan's truck to get some more paint and shit. And but the Leprechaun was underneath the truck, rubbing up on her. She thought it was Nathan, because she got a little sprung by him the first encounter they had. And now mind you, she didn't want shit to do with the house at first. She wanted to leave and go get a hotel. She's a little rich girl that thinks money can solve anything type of deal. And her dad was trying to, put that through her mind that it doesn't. And, you need to, stop being that way and learn, to be more, not privileged, but, just, like, actually work and think and care for certain things, and not just think money is gonna, get you out of everything. So, yeah, dumb little rich girls. That dumb shit. But yeah, ends up being a leprechaun, a little freaky, horny ass, rubbing up on her leg. She pulls away, scratches her leg. Then fucking Houdini's up into this tree. But JD, the dad and Nathan end up fucking coming to her aid because she screams and shit. And they like telling her like, oh, it's probably just a cat, honey. And then the leprechaun, little trickster ass, acts like a cat that's stuck in the tree. The daddy goes over there, puts his hand inside the tree because it's still meowing, but it's really a leprechaun. He bites this nigga. His ass gets rushed to the hospital. And that's when Ozzy and Alex make their great little, flee and go into town and get the gold checked out, see what it's worth by this little pawn shop owner dude. And he ends up getting a little fucking encounter with the leprechaun. The leprechaun pulls up on him and bites him, kills his ass with a fucking pogo stick. That shit had me dead. Bro, this movie, it gave off like Goosebump vibes, but at the same time, I can see if it was a little kid watching it, obviously they'll be scared and shit. But when I was watching it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a little kid, and I definitely enjoy it now. It's fucking great, man. It's fucking great. Like, he's a little fool, bro. When they show him riding around and on his little bike, and then his little tricycle, and then riding his little car when he got pulled over by the police. Tell him, oh, I'm over the fucking 100 years old, and shit like that, or whatever. Like, nigga, I'm old enough to be your daddy's dad. Like, bro, like I said, this movie was just, it's hilarious, but it still gives off a little fright, especially with his face features. That shit, like I said, given that this was back then in the 1990s, they did great with the CGI, with the graphics and the blood and the guts, his blood, his like everything. It was his skin, like everything was just great. It was this shit. I know why it got so many, remakes or part 1, part 2, part 3, all that shit type of deal. Because they did remake it too, but it was stupid. It was stupid. It was even worse than the ones after 4. So, but yeah, Alex, pretty much, long story short, Alex ends up saving them, saving all their asses by slingshotting this little the 4-leaf clover they found into his mouth and knocks him down into his well, and puts an end to his madness. And the leprechaun, you know how it ends. He ain't never really dead. He just resting. He ain't resting until he get his gold. Like he said, I will not rest until I get me gold. That nigga's, he want his monies. And they tried to give him his gold back, but he found out it was short a coin. So he was really, that really worked his nerves. He was like, you can't trick a leprechaun. Like, boy, what? I want me gold, and I want it all in the full. Like, man, that's, like I said, bro, the Leprechaun, I love. Every moment of it is just, it's just a great ass movie, bro. Good little baby horror film, and it had its moments, when it actually got real, and then it has moments when it was just straight up silly. But all around, this movie was just goated to me. And if you guys don't see it that way, then fuck you. But yeah, man, there you have it. Um, leave some comments, like and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts was on this OG classic. And I will be back tomorrow for Daryl Dixon. So with that being said, support the corp and toodles.